Yo, what is going on, beautiful people? Welcome back to another episode of Respect the Game podcast. My name is Edward, named after my father, a Trill OG. Shout out to my mama for making that decision. Triple salute to my grandmother as well for helping raise me. As always, we don't take y'all coming back to listen to us for granted. And if you are a new listener, we definitely we vow to make you respect the game, whether you hate our conversation, whether you love our conversation. The conversation is a promise to make you respect the game. Please make sure you go follow at EMAC Stats for all your up-to-date sports coverage, high school level, collegiate level, pro level, Olympic level as well. Don't want to miss out. I'm going to keep y'all up to date on everything that's going on out here in the sports world. And yeah, as always, what is a podcast without your bros?
Hey man, Sean Hor Izzo, man, charismatic, hood, excellence at its finest. That's Twitter, Instagram, SoundCloud, Cash App, all of that. Let's go.
Yo, it's the host with the most that blows the most smoke, Black Peace, the rap plug, the hip hop plug, the host of Talking Smoke. Be sure to go check that out on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, anywhere you get the dope ass podcast from. Let's go, baby.
What's going on, everyone? This is Coach Johnson. I am the husband of Jordan. I am the father of Harper and Deuce, and I am here to bring the controversy and to help you reason out your thoughts just a little bit better.
Good afternoon, beautiful people. I am the one and only Sedacious Xavier Miles, and on behalf of me and my guys, we want to say thank you for being here. Take it away, Edward.
Yo, all right, man. Black Peace, go ahead and get us started off with, what's been going on in the hip hop world with DaBaby.
Well, first of all, it's been the Rolling Loud concert. Been the most bomb concert this summer. Has a big hit list. With that list, you have DaBaby. DaBaby did one of the performances where he made some comments, and a few of them were homophobic. He was along the lines of saying that if he wasn't in the car giving head, you know what I'm saying, being, a male in that situation, on male, put your hands up. A lot of people didn't like that. He also did say other things, but that one in particular took him under fire. I do feel like that one in particular line he said was taken out of context. Me personally, I do feel like he wasn't targeting necessarily the full-blown gay community. If he was at worst, I think he was targeting the quote-unquote down low guys in the situation. Now, I'm not gonna pass my judgment on if that's a right comment or not. I do feel like he wasn't targeting the whole entire community when he was making that situation. Like he was targeting the people that were, how would you say, kind of wasting people's time and destroying homes, so on and so forth. But yeah, man, he's gotten kicked off of, I believe, 3 concerts and got dropped from different signings he was supposed to be doing, and it's declining. But hell, DaBaby has got a body under his name, so I don't think it's too much you can put past this man. I think he's gonna persevere. He's gonna stay sturdy. He's gonna be locked in forward as far as the situation goes. And I mean, I feel like Sean Hard is like my co-conspirator when it comes to hip hop. So I'm gonna let him take it away from this point. I know he got me lined up.
Oh man, contrary to popular belief, I'm gonna be short and brief. I mean, I think we all know the type of society that we live in, and certain things are okay, and then certain things aren't, and you have to be real particular and careful when you speak about other people and their lifestyles, and who may live in a country, so you just got to be more cognizant, man. Like Kevin Gates had an excerpt from a dialogue conversation he had with a judge that was presiding over one of his cases. I believe the judge told him something synonymous to ignorance of the law is no excuse. So, with that being said, man, just because we may be ignorant on the subject, I feel like, in my opinion, that's even more reason not to kind of speak and expound on it. But I think it was so casual, right? It's so easy to kind of say whatever when you at your own concert, headline your own concert, and you have the the freedom of speech as we do. But just because we have the freedom to say things, don't make it right, and don't make it to where we don't offend other people. I just try to keep my hands far away from the shit, man. Like, I'm not a sensitive person, so I'm not gonna say it was just so detrimental, but hey, again, I don't subscribe to that lifestyle. So, those comments didn't affect me, but people who do, live that way. And again, I'm all for people living how they want to live. So, you can't disrespect certain people, and, you really can't disrespect anybody. Disrespect is, not called for, but I do believe we live in a powder puff society. So did I feel like it was over exaggerated and overblown? In my personal opinion, yeah, but him being of the stature he is, it's just certain shit you can't say. So.
It's like, sorry to catch up, but it's like before when we was having the argument about me saying that such and such should be canceled, and then y'all was like, but the nigga apologized. I was like, oh, he apologized? Oh, well, don't cancel him. That's simple in play. You know what I mean? But this is an example of how cancel culture can, it's starting to get taken out of hand a little bit, because now we're not even able to have freedom of speech without y'all feeling like y'all God and y'all could do some shit to our lives because we hurt y'all feelings. You know what I mean? Like, I do fucked up shit all the time. The Lord still loves me, still forgive me, and he still bless me. Who the fuck are you?
Society sadly doesn't subscribe to that. They don't live under that.
Hey, what you should subscribe to is righteous and unrighteous. And it's either gonna fall in between righteous or unjust or unrighteous, bro. That's it. Good or evil, up or down, left or right. Like, you niggas be trying to get complicated.
Pass a disrespectful opinion, though it's your constitutional right. Just know with that right comes some repercussions and consequences, good or bad. So,
right. If you don't know that, nigga don't take it the wrong way. Even though you wasn't trying to offend him at all, he just took it the wrong way, reached, got offended, and now it's cancel culture to come for you. Like, come on, bro. The nigga ain't raping bitches. He ain't molesting hoes. Come on. Stuff that y'all need to be Me Tooing niggas for. My boy just rapping. It's like the only way you can say whatever the fuck you want to say, and you can barely do it now, is if you're a comedian, bro. Is if a nigga was like, he just joking, bro. He couldn't possibly. That's the only way. And then even with you being a comedian, you gotta tread lightly now. And that's bullshit.
Yeah.
So, like, to the comedian part, I think the only way you get grace to a certain degree is if, like, you've already came out the gate with your comedic career always, like, pushing the envelope and saying wild, crazy stuff. Right. So, like, if you kind of, like, never was one with shock value with your comedy and you come and say something off the wall, it's like, oh, get them out of here. Because if you started off like that, you may have like that cult-like following that's like, no, you're gonna say some crazy outlandish stuff or whatever the case may be. But like you had used the phrase like freedom of speech. I think a lot of times when people hear freedom of speech, like they think that like, yo, you should be able to say whatever you want to say without any type of consequences or repercussions or whatever the case may be that may come with that. And so my interpretation of freedom of speech is freedom of speech as it relates to America to a certain degree. It don't mean that like you can say what you want to say and like come out unscathed and not have to face any consequences or make any apology notes. Freedom of speech simply means you can say whatever you want to say, and to a certain level of degree, you don't have to go to jail for it and lose your freedom.
Exactly.
Yes, that is, I'm glad you said that, Edward. That is the letter of the law, that's the spirit of the law. I get into many disagreements with many of my friends on my side of the political aisle because I think that we forget that just like we have, we want the freedom of speech to say whatever we want to say. People have the freedom of speech to disagree with us and to show their disgust with us. And so they should be able to. I understand what people talk about when they talk about cancel culture and all that. But I think the cure for cancel culture is, and I want to be consistent with the baby, even though if of all the modern rappers today, he's probably the one I like the best. Though I don't listen to rap that often, or music period that often. I do enjoy some of his stuff. But I'm gonna tell him, just like I've said on the show before, don't apologize. Stop. You said what you were gonna say, and if people got offended, it's their fault. They got offended. Is what it is.
It's like you said, I feel like
the
you came from a
nigga
certain
who
angle.
don't
When
Me
did he
personally.
apologize?
He apologized
He
today.
apologized twice.
Yeah,
Yeah, twice.
today was the second time.
Yeah.
I remember the first time he was just like, man, fuck y'all who got offended. If y'all got offended, it wasn't for y'all. My gay fans, they keep it real. I'm like, right. But I ain't know about no second apology.
Yeah.
When the fuck he apologized?
He apologized again when he lost that 7 show cancellation. And he usually made probably close to 200 occasion.
Okay, I'm sorry. All right.
Bro, nigga ain't trying to lose that no more, bro. Nigga done lost over $1 million over this shit.
Yeah.
But when it comes to
your
opinions and stuff
revenue.
like that in comments, why don't we ever get the artists or public figures like actual opinion of where they actually were coming from, rather than just like coming at their neck and having ready to apologize? Like he could have actually said what I said earlier and say, you know what, I didn't mean to offend, but this is how I feel about this certain group of people in this certain area, or like why does that certain thing in cancel culture? I never understood that. Like we're so quick to come at their throats, how it sounds, but that image, that side of what they're coming from is like blacked out.
Right. Like, fuck that. Fuck what you
Yeah.
Fuck what you thought. Fuck what you meant to say. This is what we heard. You know what I'm saying? Always wondered that shit.
What they did with you for this?
They don't want to hear it. That they don't think that anyone that doesn't think like them has any valid thoughts that may disagree with who they are, what their lifestyle is, or and this is not. I'm not just talking about LGBT. This is anybody that gets involved in cancel culture and that defends cancel culture. And so all I gotta say is the perfect remedy for it. Number one, you got to take the consequences. You got to take the consequences. Hey, somebody gonna have something to say. Somebody may have to pull some money. All this, But if we want to get back to a world where people are not scared to tiptoe and try to second guess, well, should I say this? Should I not say this? We just gotta hey, I don't care. I don't care what people say. If somebody gets offended, they're in charge of their feelings. I didn't say it to be offensive, but if somebody gets offended, it is what it is. And even if I do say something to be offensive, so what? So be it. That's why I say, and I might, sound like I'm both sides in it or being a hypocrite, but I want us to be able to say whatever we want to on here. And for anyone that's listening, and if we talk about a particular athlete or a particular people group and whatever we say might sound offensive, you shouldn't care what we say. It is what it is, especially athletes who are getting paid millions of dollars. Who cares what we're saying? That should not affect you. So, as long as we stop worrying about the consequences, just keep on talking and stuff. I think that's the only remedy to cancel culture. So, my thoughts on it.
I think that's the way to be bulletproof against cancel culture. There's no way to stop it, but there's got to be what you're talking about is how it don't affect us at all, because we still gonna come out the gate, fuck you and your mama. So
But there's no such thing as rebuttal culture, though. Can that ever get started?
Rebuttal?
That's it. Yeah, rebuttal culture. Like, can you hear what the fuck they gotta say?
I'm
Like,
sorry.
what they actually fuck their
I'm a rapper.
apology.
It's
No, I
kinda
want to
touchy,
see your
bro.
angle on this motherfucker.
Yeah, I mean,
Nah.
yeah, but that's the same. This is basically the same thing, just an action of what I'm talking about. Hey, they try to cancel you. Okay, I don't care. Whatever. I'm gonna keep talking, and then you can rebut it. So you have to. We can go ahead and move on, Edward.
Y'all good? Any closing remarks?
You called
a
me.
bunch of bullshit.
You called me
I'm
a
glad you
mid.
said that. It's a bunch of
Oh, I
bullshit.
mean, no,
I
it's just a cue to let you know, like, let's try to put a bow. It's not an abrupt shut up.
Yeah,
I know. It was just like, ah.
I just want to say that, man. Hey, it's easy for them to say, not to respond, not give a fuck. But hey, the man don't want to miss out on financial gain.
I mean, I get that.
Does anybody?
Cost to it. I get it. I listen. I definitely understand. It's a cost to it. He probably has other things that he is trying to do and fight for other than freedom of speech, right? He's trying to fight for his pockets. So I get that, right? But if for those who are concerned about freedom of speech, for those who are concerned about how we talk and do things in the culture, the best posture that I think is out there is I don't care. I don't care who comes and tries to cancel. Keep coming. I'm gonna keep talking.
Cancel culture has power only where like the power of cancel culture is allowed. So it's like if you continue to move and act as if like them trying to cancel you has no bearings on your life or how you move and go, then I'm like, well, this doesn't affect them. Let's go see what else we can cancel to see if we can get under their skin.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. We have to get blackballed by YouTube, and that'll never happen.
I don't know. I might say something.
No, it'll never happen. I see niggas get their head chopped off on YouTube. It ain't happening.
Yeah, YouTube love that ad revenue, boy, like a motherfucker. That's too much money. Oh, y'all love this video? Shit, man. We gonna put some ads on this motherfucker.
I don't know. We say something about if we say something.
Sometimes we make some money.
Hey, if we say something about COVID,
we definitely get flagged. We get flagged quick. Yeah, man. But now transitioning over to the U.S. Olympics. Sometimes I used to somewhat get bored because I could never truly determine like when is it the actual like finals and they're competing and like when it's just like the prelims. But prelims all the way down to like the actual races, whether they competing for gold and all that, has been fire. Simone Biles, she just recently came back right before the final events ended for gymnastics. She plays bronze on the beam after taking her mental break with the team competition. So she came back, was able to win bronze. Probably talk about her more down the road, as I think she may be retiring after this year. So there's I want to say he's the youngest. Don't quote me on it, but I think he is one of the youngest, either the youngest athlete in general, or at least the youngest from the U.S. Ariane Knighton, 17 years old.
What fucking dudes?
Right, and so he just came in first in the preliminary rounds in the 200 meter dash. I mean, and he's so fast. He got all your Division I football teams trying to like get him to play, but he's like locked in on a track and field with the Olympics. So salute to him. So I figured it out. I found the Houston connection. Tamara Mensah Stock, the first black woman to first black woman to win gold in the Olympics for wrestling. She is our very own H-Town Houston native. So triple salute to you, representing America all the way from H-Town. This has nothing to do with the Olympics, but I don't know if y'all know of him. Derek Lewis, he's a UFC fighter. He's also from Houston, Texas. And so he recently just had a UFC fight where he won. He was being interviewed and like knocking the dude out left and right. And so they were just talking to him like, "Oh, talk about the fight. How did you finish him?" Da 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 da. He was just like, "Hey man, I'm a champion, swing and bang. That's how it is. H-Town, baby." And I just had so much pride and joy hearing him say.
Wow.
So it would have been triple live if he was like on the Olympic stage saying that. But it's all good, man. So salute to Derek Lewis, man, representing H-Town in the UFC sector. Another girl, Don't believe she's a Houston native, but nonetheless, she's a USA native. Representing the USA, Athing Mu, that's her name, Athing Mu. She just won gold in the 800 meter, and she set an American record running the 800 meters in a minute 55 seconds.
She's 19, right?
Brittany Reese.
Yeah, she's
19.
yeah, she's 19. Yeah, she's 19.
Yeah.
So yeah, man. So I don't know if you haven't, go to follow at Emax Stacks. It will be posted by the time you listen to this. But she is from the Netherlands. Safan Hassan. She won the 1500 meter preliminary round. And the reason it's a big deal that she won is because she actually fell and got tripped up in the back of the pack on the final lap. And she didn't even break a stride. She just tumbled, rolled, and went and got everybody. So definitely expecting her to win gold, once they, get through all the round semifinals and all of that. So go check out Safan Hassan from the Netherlands and her run at Emax Stacks page. And it's one more. This dude. What's his name? Oh, I don't know if it's Kirsten or Karsten, but Karsten Warholm. He set the Olympic and world record for, I believe, it's 400 meter hurdles with a time of 45.94, and dude broke his own record.
Bruh, hey, so that record has been standing, I think, 28 years.
Yeah, close to 28, I believe they said, if not exactly.
Yeah, and I used to do the long. So in Florida, we had 300 meter hurdles, not the 400 meter hurdles in high school. But to run a sub 46 second 400 meter hurdle race is almost as significant as getting under 4 minutes in a mile. I mean, no one thought that any person would be able to do that. And I mean, there are professional track athletes in the 400 meter dash who run 45 seconds. And so to run a 45 second 400 meter dash with 10 obstacles in your way, that was phenomenal. And shout out to the silver medal winner, the guy from the US.
Yeah.
Who ran his heart out. I was actually, when I was rewatching it, I was proud to see him because he said his own.
I thought he had another.
I thought he was.
I thought he had another gear.
I was like, oh my gosh! So that was a great race to see. Shout out to the guy who won. That was phenomenal. And then even the guy that came in third place, he set a record for himself and for the South American record. So it was a great race to see.
Yeah, man, I definitely thought his name is I don't know if it's correctly pronounced Ray, but Ray Benjamin for the USA won the silver. Definitely thought he had another gear, Christian. I was
see, he was coming up on that the eighth hurdle coming off the curve. And but then once they got to the ninth hurdle, your boy started pulling away, and then at the end he's
man,
it was done. So
yeah.
It was impressive. It was mighty impressive.
Yeah, definitely. And Benjamin, he had like a very heartfelt interview afterwards. You can go to @EMAX, check that out too as well. Just of obviously the emotions of him wanting to come in first, but also just being able to watch live right after he got done racing, his family sitting there cheering him on.
Yeah.
So salute to you, Benjamin. Obviously, I know you wanted to come in first, but man, appreciate you representing our country, man. Triple salute. Yeah, it was a 29-year record to be exact. 29-year record to be exact.
For anyone that feat is freaking amazing, man. It is.
Cause like watching all the races that I've been watching, like there's only a handful of races where you can conserve your energy and still be able to like hit another gear and still win.
Yeah.
But like that particular race with like Warholm, he came out booking from the very beginning and didn't let up at all. He had one gear and it was go. So yeah, no, he definitely earned that, man. He definitely earned that, man. But yeah, we'll talk about more Olympic stuff as the games continue to unfold. See what the USA team will do. Luka Doncic been killing it. Almost had a triple double. I think that was against maybe Germany. I think he like beat Spain, so he balling, leading his team. USA team, they handling their business thus far. Kevin Durant just recently surpassed Carmelo Anthony, being an all-time leading scorer for the USA men's Olympic team. So yeah, man, yeah. Also too, well, I'll wait till they win gold. Never mind. Yeah, NFL.
Hey man, we got preseason starting. Got the Hall of Fame game coming up on Thursday. You have the Dallas Cowboys, America's team, is playing the Pittsburgh Steelers. And yeah, I'm excited, man, to finally get football back. I get to say something now on the podcast. You know, I've been silent from, most of it. We're talking about the NBA and stuff like that, but it's exciting, man. I think both squads have some rookies that I love to see. I love to see what Dwayne Haskins does for the Steelers, to see how he looks. Obviously, Najee Harris and Pat Freiermuth and stuff like that for the Steelers. I'm not sure how much we're going to see of Michael Parsons for the Cowboys, which I really would be interested to see how they use him. I think he might end up playing more DN than linebacker this year, to be honest with you.
He's going to be a tight end canceller. That's what he's going to be. He's going to cancel your fucking tight end.
Yeah, I think, I'm hoping Dan Quinn can be kind of creative with how he uses him.
He's going to cancel your fucking tight end. I cannot wait to see you niggas not do shit with your tight end.
But also, too, I want to see what my guy Simi Fehoko out of Stanford. I want to see what he can do out there. And then,
he a dog. You talking about the receiver?
Yeah, the receiver. Yeah,
he a dog. I've been watching, man. I'm talking about the Cowboys.
I want to see what he can do. And then they also have an undrafted free agent wide receiver, TJ Vasher, out of Texas Tech. 6'6", very slender guy. If he can put on some weight, he might be able to tight end and do something there. He has the height. He has good hands. His movement ability is not that great, but that wide wingspan is there. So maybe he might be something. I also want to see what another undrafted rookie for the Steelers, Shakur Brown, cornerback out of Michigan State. He was projected to go 4th round in a lot of mock drafts that I saw before the draft, and he went undrafted. So I want to see what he does for them Thursday night.
Bro, help me understand this, because I've never been able to understand this.
Yeah.
How the fuck a motherfucker don't get drafted on draft night, and then like 2 or 3 weeks later, he just on the team undrafted? Like, y'all just gonna rob this man of his glory? Like,
well, yeah. So after the draft, what happens is teams start calling, the draftable players that didn't get drafted, and basically try to recruit them in to come into camp. And so, a lot of times, some of the better players that didn't get drafted, they'll have multiple teams contact them. Immediately after, like once the last pick is done, phones start. And so, they'll entice them with different signing bonuses and stuff like that. And then they get to choose wherever they want to go. So for the most part, that it doesn't really take that long. It's usually 2 or 3 days where the undrafted free agents figure out where they're gonna what team they're gonna be with. And so they have a chance, man. You get preseason games now this year, which it was harder last year for undrafted guys to show their skill because they didn't get a chance to play in the games. They had to, show everything in practice, and a lot of practices were in shorts. But luckily, like the Jags, they were able to find James Robinson, who was an undrafted guy last year. But hopefully, some of these other undrafted guys can get a look. I know I'm getting a little long-winded, Edward, but just a couple guys that I kind of want to see who went undrafted. I want to see what they do later on. Cade Johnson, wide receiver for the Seahawks. I think he's out of South Dakota State. I think he has a chance to be something special. He was compared to Tyler Lockett before the draft, so it's funny that he ended up going to the Seahawks. And then Ardarius Washington, safety out of TCU.
So that was one of Trey Lance boys. You said South Dakota State.
South Dakota, so that was his rival. So Trey Lance is North Dakota.
You're right. North Dakota.
Right. Cade Johnson from South Dakota State, same college that Dallas Goedert went to. But also too, another undrafted guy, Ardarius Washington for the Ravens, safety, went to TCU. Some mock drafts had him early in the second round going. And so Chris Sims had him as, I think, his second best safety in the draft in his rankings. And so I really want to see what he does, especially with the Ravens defense. So I think he'll be able to make the team. So we'll see, man. A lot of good stories. It's exciting, man, to have football back, and I want to see, what some of these guys do. Young guys get a chance to make the team and see how they do. So
that's what's up, man. That's what's up. This is August we in, so not too long before the NFL season kickoff. Basketball will be right back upon us. So real quick before we get to the meat and potatoes of free agency. Well, I guess this is all the meat and potatoes, but got a little bit of I'm going back for seconds, if you will. All right, man. So if you haven't heard already, here are some free agency moves that have already happened.
It's for Nip.
He say this for Nip. All right, so you got Lonzo Ball. Lonzo Ball is leaving the Pelicans. He agreed to a 4-year deal for $85 million with the Chicago Bulls. Kyle Lowry leaving Toronto. Finally, he's going to be on a 3-year deal headed to the Miami Heat. You got Trevor Ariza. He is leaving the Miami Heat, headed to the Lakers for a 1-year deal. So is Dwight Howard leaving the Philadelphia 76ers, headed to the Lakers on a 1-year deal. Derrick Rose re-signed with the New York Knicks on a 3-year deal for $43 million.
Nigga should have came back to the Bulls.
Alex Caruso, he's out of LA. He's headed to the Chicago Bulls on a 4-year deal for $37 million. JaVale McGee, he is leaving the Denver Nuggets. He's headed to the Phoenix Suns on a 1-year deal for $5 million. See if he can help them get back to the NBA Finals or in the playoffs. Evan Fournier, he's leaving the Celtics. He agreed to a 4-year deal for $78 million with the New York Knicks. PJ Tucker, I was kind of shocked to see this move. He will not be with the Bucks this upcoming season. He signed a 2-year deal for $15 million with the Miami Heat. And then you got Jared Allen, who's the center of the Cavaliers. Drafted, I want to say maybe 17, not too long ago. Still a young guy. Jared Allen, he signed a 5-year, $100 million deal with the Cavs. Then you got Duncan Robinson making history, agreed to a 5-year deal for $90 million. That is the biggest contract ever for an undrafted player in the NBA. So salute to Duncan Robinson on that re-signing with the Miami Heat. Then you got the Portland Trail Blazers. They signed Norman Powell, 5-year, $90 million. So they re-signed him. Tim Hardaway, he signed back with the Dallas Mavericks, 4 years, $72 million. Blake Griffin signed a 1-year deal with the Brooklyn Nets, so he's staying in Brooklyn. Kent Bazemore, he is leaving the Warriors. He agreed to a 1-year deal with the Lakers. Then you got Devontae Graham. He is leaving the Hornets, and he is with a sign and trade agreement. He is headed to New Orleans. Yeah, headed to New Orleans with the Pelicans. Nicholas Batum signed for 2 years again with the Clippers. Cody Zeller agreed to a 1-year deal with the Trailblazers. Then you got, make sure I read the stats correctly, Trae Young, 5 years, $207 million contract extension on his rookie deal. A slight clause to it. He has to make all NBA team this upcoming season to have the full $207 million of that 5-year contract. If you don't, he'll only get $172 million. So shout out to
that nigga show his ass.
what. And look, and he don't have to make first team. He just got to make one NBA All Team. He could be the third team, and he still get that.
Oh yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot.
Yeah, Stephen Curry, he also made history with his contract. He signed a contract extension, 4 years, $215 million with the Warriors. He's the first player in NBA history to sign 2 contracts worth $200 million plus million dollars. So Steph did that. Chris Paul also made history. He is the oldest player in NBA history to sign a contract for $100 plus million. He just re-signed with the Phoenix Suns for 4 years, and his contract is worth 120 M's. DeMar DeRozan.
They really gave him $100 million for 4 more years of that shit?
120.
They gave him 120, bro. I think it's like worth 120. I'm not sure what clauses go into him getting the whole 120, but definitely 100 M's.
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah, so I want to say over his career, and again, he's the oldest player to ever sign for $100 plus million. So that's history.
You're supposed to get Devin Booker some help. That's what all you're supposed to do was get Devin Booker some help.
With all of that money, but DeMar DeRozan signs. DeMar DeRozan is no longer with the Spurs. He signed with the Chicago Bulls for 3 years, $85 million. You got Michael Conley with the Utah Jazz. He signed for 3 years, $68 million. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander with the Oklahoma City Thunder. He just signed a contract extension for 5 years, $172 million. The Warriors, they just signed Otto Porter Jr. Not sure exactly the particulars on his contract, but the Warriors did sign him. Andre Drummond leaving the Lakers. He's headed to the 76ers on a 1-year deal. The Brooklyn Nets, they got Patty Mills, 2-year deal, $12 million. Malik Monk agreed to, I believe he was also a 1-year guy.
Come back down to that leg show. Keep going. Keep going.
Carmelo Anthony, 1-year deal with the Lakers.
Mm-hmm.
Recently just happened, Bobby Portis re-signing with the Milwaukee Bucks. 2 years, $9 million. I wish they would have added more.
That's why they let him go.
Yeah, sure.
Your face, Bobby Portis. Good luck. Not a bad player, but good luck.
Yeah, so that's pretty much most of the meat and potatoes going on around the league right now.
Morton Tucker, 3 years, $32 million. Yeah, let's.
Yeah. You forgot. This for Nipsey. It's for my nigga Nipsey.
Hold on. Say that again.
Taylor Norton Tucker, 3 years, $32 million. You know.
Right. He's re-signing with the Lakers. And this happened before free agency, but also I don't think we did on the last episode. Westbrook is now also with the Lakers.
It's for my nigga Nipsey.
I think that may have happened before after we shot last week's episode. And also with Wayne Ellington, Dwight Howard, Kent Bazemore, and Trevor Ariza, all are with the Lakers now on a 1-year deal, and they all previously played with the Lakers before, early on in their careers. So yeah, man. I pretty much know where this conversation is gonna go. So y'all take it away.
Yeah, man. So first things, completely first, I want to say this: Lakers being healthy, and really, even if some role players get hurt, we still will be okay because that's how deep our bench is now. After today's haul by Rob Pelinka, who by the way, man, and let's dwell on him for a little while. Rob Pelinka has been GMing his ass off since he got this job. People were skeptical at first of him even getting the position over other candidates that they deemed worthy.
Right.
But he has shown himself to be one of the better GMs in the league, more than competent to say the least. So I do want to give a big shout out to Rob Pelinka, but we all know who's really masterminding this shit, man. LeBron, Devontae, James. That's not his middle name, y'all, but y'all. You know
it went though. It flew.
Man, come on, man. And come on, this got LeBron James written all over it, man. Just signings. A lot of former Lakers coming home to try to, win one more.
Kendrick Nunn as well.
Absolutely, right? We got the reunion, or not even reunion, rather, but if you want to think about it in the Olympic sense, the reunion of, Bron and Melo, though a later duration, I still do believe, with that addition, formidable front court to say the very least. He is the modern version of what, the NBA wants in a stretch four. I think Jason Tatum fitting that mold perfectly, but one could argue Jason Tatum could also play the three very seamlessly as well, though Boston uses him as the four. It's just the Lakers, man. They'll win the championship. I just think.
I just want to interject real quick. So with the Laker deal, what went into the Lakers getting Westbrook was they gave the Wizards Caldwell Pope, Kyle Kuzma, Montrezl Harrell, and their 22nd first round
pick. Yeah. We didn't really give up shit. So we gave up somebody who really didn't have the room to grow and blossom into the player whom I feel like they will, which that being Kyle Kuzma. He was more so hampered the style of play that he plays. He's a scoring forward, and there just aren't that many opportunities for him to consistently do that. I think he'll be better wherever he ends up. I don't know if the Wizards are looking into trading him. There was some rumors around that. But, man, they were looking at Taylor Horton-Tucker, like guy just mentioned. He's shown himself to be a 6'7" guard / forward who can, play and step right into that Kyle Kuzma role. And one could even thrive in it. I don't think that's laughable at all, because I think it
is laughable. He's way better than Kyle Kuzma.
Exactly. I was going to say he's more skilled than Kyle Kuzma at this particular point in his career. This video might age poorly if Kyle Kuzma keeps progressing, but as it stands today, August 3rd, 2021, Taylor Horton-Tucker, I think, is a better player than Kyle Kuzma. That is not a stretch to say at all, but I just think the Lakers altogether are well put together from top to bottom.
If he ain't better, he's more consistent.
And then let's shout out to Malik Monk, man. The guy was a 5-star recruit out of high school, played at Kentucky. Didn't really get the shine that I felt like he deserved while on the Charlotte Hornets, being that they were a guard-heavy team at the time. He was a part of it. But, man, the dude is like a baby JR, can shoot the ball from three, shot 40% last year. And if you ain't careful, he'll sneak by you and boom on you. Pause, for sure. Like, he definitely like that. I think he'll have that opportunity, especially playing for a championship team, man. I think the Lakers did a hell of a job in free agency. But I'll say this, Patty Mills did go to the Nets, and I was very disappointed that they end up getting him. But like I said, I believe the Lakers will be they'll be champions this year, health permitting.
I'll say this, and I'll toss it back to y'all. So do I believe in LeBron James to make all this work? Yes, I do. I have that faith in LeBron James. If you give him all of this and he don't have to shoulder the burden of damn, Anthony Davis hurt, oh, Westbrook, okay, cool, bet. All right, take your time, go sit out, do what you need to do, AD. We good. So I understand like that aspect of it and it being like a big bonus for the Lakers and like LeBron James. But like with the entire roster that they got, may make moves going into the trade deadline once the season started or whatever, right? Like I look at this just trying to play devil's advocate. It's like, yeah, you got all these players, but like as the season goes on, like you're trying to find your rotation and like this roster that you're like killing and making so much noise with eventually comes down to this, and maybe you have a 9-man rotation because all these players aren't going to play at the same time. Maybe some guys get opportunities because of injury, whatever the case may be. So yes, I believe in LeBron James, and like who's going to argue, yo, you have a rotation of like LeBron James, Westbrook, and AD. Like we're not even going to talk about like how we expect Melo to flourish far more than he did in Portland. But like I don't know what's his name? What's the head coach? I can't think of the head coach. Frank Vogel. Like I don't
do it
know.
to yourself. Don't do it to yourself.
I don't know. I don't know what lineups are going to come out of like however training camps may go and whoever he may tend to favor or like more out on the court. So while, yes, I believe in LeBron James to make do with what he has, I don't know if Frank Vogel will find favor in championship rotations. But again, I'm prefacing that by saying I know who really cares much about a rotation and a bench when, AD, LeBron, and Westbrook. Like, go figure. But I'm just saying, in terms of team ball, building together, chemistry flowing, having an offense that's fluid, I don't know if rotations may get in the way of like you thinking, all right, now we got all these blockbuster guys to make headlines, but as that rotation tends to shrink, like what does that look like for the Lakers? Competing with everybody else around the league.
They have a lot of trial and error
that's
role players, bro. A lot of those players that they have are trial and error role players. They tried to do too much and they figured out this is my role and I'm ready to win. So that's why I even jumped on the bandwagon. I'm like, I got all the right kind of role players that don't question what they are. They already established, I am who I am. I'm going to do it.
What they came to do. You came here on a 1 year, 2 year deal. Brother, you knew what this is and you know what this was. Like,
I'm trying to know.
So
this is a championship.
To your point, bro, what makes you, I feel like, I guess I got to ask you, what makes you not trust Frank Vogel with components?
Say that again.
What makes you not trust Frank Vogel with components?
And also, the Lakers did pick up Kendrick Nunn, unrestricted free agent from the Heat, who is also an undrafted player as well, who's actually a great addition. And
I'm not saying you're wrong.
They signed Mac McClung, Texas Tech.
But see, Isaac, though, right? So you're naming all those players, and my only thing is like all them dudes not gonna be playing at the same time.
Yeah, I'm just talking about a summer league player. He's not even gonna make the active rotation.
Well, yeah, make the active roster or whatever. So like, I'm just saying, like,
shit, he might if he keeps showing up like this.
But I'm just saying, like, it's a 15. Okay, LeBron, AD, Melo, Ariza, Ellington, Gasol, Howard, Bazemore, Nunn, Monk, Horton Tucker. Like that's 15 guys I just named, not even mentioning the rest of it, because that's maybe what, like 18, 20, or maybe 18 guys on a 12-man roster. And then that's even going to shrink furthermore to maybe like a 9-man rotation.
I ain't gonna lie, all them names you named, that wasn't just 15 players just now, but go ahead.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12-man roster.
Bro, Edward, I get where you coming from, bro. I fuck with it all the way.
We deep, bro.
This is what I'm saying. How I feel is we're talking about someone, because me and Isaac just talked about it. We're talking about somebody who took out Dwight Howard and JaVale McGee to play small ball with the fucking Rockets. Worked his rotation. We're talking about
willing
somebody
to acquiesce and do actually play with different lineups.
He's a good enough coach to have LeBron as his player. Like Phil Jackson was still that much above Kobe Bryant to where he still kind of had to listen to him. Frank Vogel would be that coach out of all the coaches in the NBA. Will still have that one little, I got this on you, LeBron. I got this one little coaching thing on you. Well, you still got to listen to me, and you still got to go with my flow and my rotations. It's been like that since Frank Vogel has got to LA. Frank Vogel ain't never had no mishaps with his rotation. It's LeBron got hurt, AD got hurt. KCP not making shots. Alex Caruso not making shots. Kyle Kuzma, what the fuck are you doing? It has never been Frank Vogel with the components. Once you give Frank Vogel the components, i.e. a Roy Hibbert and a Paul George, they're going to take Miami to 7 games. So, Frank Vogel is good, bro. Just give him the components. Give him niggas that don't get injured, and we get it. You know what I'm saying? Like, well, that's why I'm excited. I'm not excited about the pieces, the names. I'm excited about LeBron being like Russell Westbrook. Bring you back ass here. Stop shooting those fucking threes, nigga.
But I just feel like it goes back. I mean, you kind of going against your own earlier point. Like, we got this deep team so we can go and try different rotations and pieces for different teams that give us different problems matchup-wise. So we really can match up with anybody. If we need to roll out an entire lineup of just shooters, we could.
We need to have the right person doing that, though.
I think we do. You just mentioned that he's willing to go, 10 to 12 men deep in a playoff situation to kind of figure out what.
This is like the Miami Heat.
I mean, the championship team, they was deep as hell. Like, he did pick his poison with, all the players he had. Yeah. So like Isaac said, he's caught up in the names. I don't really care about the names. Not that the names don't deserve respect or have attitude. I'm just wrapped up in the X's and O's and him finding and figuring out what their rotation is going to be when he needs to win a game.
Bro, they're going to fucking tear through the NBA.
They are.
I was worried, because at first, Clay and Steph, so I'm like, no, you still can't. But LaMelo.
That shit ain't enough.
LaMelo, thank you. It's not enough no more. I love Klay Thompson, but no.
They got too many pieces.
They got it.
If the Lakers would have stayed intact and only just added a few names in free agency, I still would have gave the edge to the Warriors. On my mom, I would have. On everything. But
I get you.
It's too much now. It's too much.
Way too much. I root for underdogs. Fuck that.
Come on, man.
You
picking your poison. How you want this? You want a young spry 6-man off the bench? All right, come on, Malik. Come on. Shot 40% last year. Okay, you need a sharpshooter to just go spot up.
I'm like, okay.
Play hard. Wayne Ellington, come on.
Knock on wood. LeBron and
I need 10, 12 points off the bench real quick.
LeBron and AD get hurt. AD get hurt. So you're saying Russell Westbrook and Melo go get a championship?
THT initiate the offense and go give me 7 to 10, 7 to 10 good points while LeBron sit down. Okay, come on. We got everything you want. I need y'all to crash the glass and go hard.
Dwight, grab everything. Dwight, grab everything. It's over.
Pause. Don't grab everything, Dwight.
And block everything. It's over. Block everything. Grab everything. It's over.
We're going to roll past that. But yeah, man. Rigmarole, heave, ho, what you know, Lakers info.
Bro, Lakers in 3. I'm sorry, bro. Niggas is finna know that they lost after the first game in the series, bro.
No more gentleman sweeps?
I can see that. I can see us letting niggas get one game. Brian on that let Brian be Brian shit. He'll let you win a whole game. He'll spot you a game in the playoffs. And then proceed to rattle off the next 3, 4.
There's no letting you win with that team player. I'm sorry. There is no you got this one. Especially healthy.
For some kind of way, it's gonna shape up
freebies.
to where Golden State and LA don't have to play each other to the end. It's gonna shape up that way.
You think they're gonna get past
the first and second seed?
You think Golden State get past the Clippers this year?
Is Kawhi coming?
Hey, I ain't gonna lie to you.
The
West is gonna be a fucking dogfight again. If you thought the West was a dogfight this year, there was a lot of injuries that prevented a lot. But bro, I'm just looking at if Jamal Murray coming back healthy, Will Barton coming back healthy to the Nuggets is gonna be formidable. Along with Aaron Gordon and Nikola Jokic, the reigning MVP. Tough. Clippers getting Kawhi back probably a third of the way through the season, the back half. They're going to be tough later on, like around next year, coming around the corner around February, March. Then you got, who else? You got the Mavericks who ain't going away, led by Luka. You got Utah who's going to come back a little more healthier. I think Donovan wasn't as healthy as he'd like to be going into that initial series. You got the Suns still coming back. I didn't just name 6, 7 teams. Help me out. And then we got to make sure.
That's
I tell you, man, this shit ugly.
Yeah, I mean, it could very well.
Oh yeah, the
be
Warriors.
like
Damn,
a 2 to 3 5-game difference between 1 and 7 or 6.
That play-in tournament.
It's gonna be shitty.
That play-in tournament that the Clippers may have to do gonna be a
That's gonna be shitty.
Yeah.
Is Kawhi going back to the Clippers?
Yeah, it's being reported that he's gonna resign.
Yeah,
What if that nigga leave?
I'm like, what if that nigga leave?
You're right.
Well, he hurt right now, so I ain't worried about him. Season starting 3 months, so he ain't.
Shit, Paul George got it.
Yeah,
Paul George got it.
they need to be trying to re-sign Reggie Jackson while they talking about Paul George. That's what they need to do. Cause shit, you fuck around, you want to wake up and the Lakers get Reggie Jackson. I'm going to go put $5,000 on Lakers in Vegas.
Bro, didn't they have a game 7 in?
Man, Reggie Jackson was averaging 20 points with a game in the playoffs, bro. I don't want to hear none of that.
Bro, Paul George, man. And
so going back to the Lakers, as their team is constructed right now, and believing that Frank Vogel is going to put the pieces and find the right rotations to walk through whoever, or maybe not walk through, but be whoever. As how the Brooklyn Nets are constructed, y'all think they walk through them, or do y'all think they beat them handed respectfully?
I think it'll be a good series, man. Like I said, the Nets did re-sign Blake Griffin, which is nothing to sneeze at. They also got Patty Mills today in free agency. So they've made some subtle splashes. But I think any type of lineup we want to roll out there, we can play small. And the thing about us is, bro, us playing small is having Anthony Davis at the 5, bro.
Yes, to answer
that
your
is scary.
To answer your question, they run through them as they are currently constructed.
If we want to go big, we put Dwight at the 5, AD at the 4. Shit, Melo at the 3, Bron at the 1. Who you want at the 2? THT? Kendrick Nunn? Like,
put Bron at the 2 and Russ at the
1. I forgot about Russell Westbrook. I'm tripping. LeBron at the 2, then Russ at the 1. Yeah, this shit over.
LeBron. Okay, so out of AD, Westbrook, can one of them get hurt and the Lakers still win the championship?
Yes.
Either one of them can be hurt.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah,
but I'm not wishing none of that on my
let's stop talking about that shit. Because
cover them, God.
Injuries, you ain't supposed to want niggas to get hurt so you can win the championship.
No,
so
I don't want nobody to get hurt either, but I just know, like, that's just unfortunately the nature of the game.
That's the nature
of the game.
You said
sick. You said
one
it
of them
twice.
niggas get hurt.
You ain't Skip Bayless shit tonight.
Now, so let me ask you this. All the Lakers healthy all the way through the whole season.
Do they
not
not
wiping out the Lakers? They're not wiping out the...
Do they win 60 games?
Of course. If nobody gets hurt.
Okay.
I wasn't trying to pose that question and be like, who you want to get hurt. I'm just saying, like, barring what injuries do you still feel like, okay, as long as obviously if LeBron get hurt, I don't think nobody expect them to win the championship. That's just the head of the snake, point blank period. I don't.
Can I say this? Russell Westbrook could have not came. The Melo trade could have happened first. Russell Westbrook would have not came. I would have think that they would have got, okay, they're getting something. And then Russell Westbrook comes after Melo, then I'm going to still feel how I feel now, that they're going to run through everybody, bro. Because now it's like, which way you want to get attacked? Like, you want a LeBron and Melo combination? Do you want a Melo and Westbrook? Do you want a Melo and AD? Or do you want an AD and Westbrook? Do you want an AD and LeBron? Do you want a LeBron and Westbrook? It's like, it's so many different ways that you can be fucked.
Yeah. It's like LeBron can go to the bench with peace.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, this is why I'm like, I'm so glad that he gets to chill now. He finally gets to, all right, it's time for me to just chill.
Because Russell want to turn up in the regular season
and
anyway.
Melo. Both these niggas ain't got no ring.
LeBron, like, y'all want this shit? Go ahead.
Both these niggas ain't got a ring, bro.
You want to rebound and shit, Russell, and do all that shit? Go ahead.
Both these niggas. Dwight.
Melo, you want some shots, nigga?
Welcome back, Dwight.
Yeah. Yeah, nah. I don't think it's taken away from like a Westbrook or whatever. Like you obviously it's like this painted narrative, like, oh, you can't win with Westbrook, you can't win with Westbrook. And I've had this conversation before. I feel like what Westbrook always needed was just like a thorough coach, somebody of like a Pat Riley or like a Phil Jackson type of ilk to like guide his greatness, as opposed to just being like, oh, go do what you do, Westbrook. You know what I'm saying? And though, you know, Frank Vogel may not necessarily like be up there with the names of like those types of coaches, like I do think like LeBron is somebody that could guide Westbrook's greatness, you know, as opposed to being
better.
like,
So basically, what you're saying is, if LeBron win a ring with Westbrook this year, he's undoubtedly a better player than KD, and we should just lay that conversation to rest once and for all.
Conversation?
That was the conversation. But I'm talking about to the people that
I like
to have
KD,
that
but
type of
goddamn.
conversation. And I love KD. KD, if you ever watch this, bro, don't try to. You know what you do, bro. Let me make it.
The nigga said he played with
saying,
LeBron.
huh?
KD said I play with LeBron on 2K. He said that.
He did say that.
Yeah,
Like, who you play with on 2K? I play with LeBron, man. Stop playing.
No, he did not. He's just like, no, I try not to play with myself, man. I'm not, you know, I'm a humble guy. And he was like, come on, man. Who do you play with? And he was just like, okay, I play with LeBron.
Taking well, some
Everybody
made,
fucking plays with LeBron.
Come on, bro. That nigga one man fast break. You gonna get in the lane and go dumb on anybody. That shit.
I've always
no,
like
they got Giannis like that on 2K now, bro. Giannis so geeked up on 2K, it's fucking ridiculous, bro.
I can only imagine. I've
Is that the
always
championship?
throughout my entire 2K
They
team,
before the
like always
championship,
stayed
bro.
away from LeBron because I just felt like it was unfair.
Bro, that guy Giannis fucking one man fast break, fucking dunking any. If he get a foot inside, it's a man. Get out the way.
I
That
ain't gonna lie.
nigga's gonna boom on
I
somebody.
still think that 2K disrespect LeBron on his threes now, because there was a time where LeBron would make every fucking three I came down the court with, but that was when he was with Miami, and that was a LeBron driven 2K at the time.
Man, that was a LeBron and his fucking physical
I used to
prime,
come
bro.
down and just pull that bitch at the elbow. He just
Or do anything, or fucking hop over a nigga like Jason Terry.
Do y'all? I know for me, I don't, and it's not even biased because he's going to Houston. This is like slight turn talking about the NBA draft. Bro, I don't think a lot of people. I mean, people respecting him because he's a high draft pick, bro. But I don't think like people really know what like Jalen Green got. Like somebody like a Jalen Green got. He headed to the Houston
I gotta
Rockets.
use that YouTube,
Yeah, go use your YouTube.
bro. The two players that the Rockets got, bro, is like, okay, if they would have got one player and then the other nigga went other way, and like you don't be worried about that. But the fact that they got both them niggas, like, I'm good. I like the Rockets at 8 seeds. I called them to be at number 8 last year, and didn't quite make it. I'm hoping that the Rockets can get in 8. They get in that old play-in tournament, 8, 9, or 10, whatever the fuck those seeds is. I'm hoping that they can do that. And your boy Christian Wood coming back, so we straight. We straight.
I don't. I want to get annihilated by the Lakers or the Warriors.
Yeah,
Man,
bro.
we ain't worried about that though. We gotta try to get
Like,
up
we
there
building
with
for the
Dallas.
future, man.
We gotta get up there with Dallas and Denver and shit like that. We
Hey,
trying-
man.
I'll
Jalen
skip this
Green
year and just go
in the
next year. Yeah,
backcourt
after
of
that.
KPJ.
He's too souped up.
Don't sleep on the young man as well. Josh Christopher from Arizona State, the guard that we drafted. We had 3 first-round picks, and I think the Rockets' front job, Raphael Stone, did a hell of a job.
Bro, whatever
Like
happened
the
to the
draft picks.
Maximum nigga?
So he doesn't play for Rockets anymore. But the draft, like, we hit it out the park. It was excellent. Jalen Green is like a young mini. Watch what I say. He's Kobe Bryant-esque in the skill in which he possesses now at the age that he is. He has the potential to be an elite scorer of the basketball and to have scoring titles for years to come. I like what Houston did, man. I really do.
I
We
think
usually get our high draft picks right when we have a high lottery pick. We usually get them right. Last time we drafted in the lottery, I believe we drafted Yao Ming, a
Rudy.
Hall of Famer. First ballot.
Rudy, but we traded him.
That nigga should have gave us a chance.
First ballot. We know how to pick them.
so I think I don't, well, obviously there's like that Warriors debate, but I think the Warriors, because it's been proven to them through their own system that like, yo, you could win championships through the draft. They had two lottery picks, Moses Moody, a guard from Arkansas, and they also had Jonathan Kuminga, who was a G League player for the Ignite team at the 7th pick. So they still got what's his name, the center from last year. Nobody knows. Okay.
I know what you're talking about.
Wiseman. So they're building young, and then they just gave Steph that contract extension. So I'm not even really truly sure how much money they got to like play with to try to go get maybe
one of just gave a nigga $215, bro. You ain't got no more money.
Right.
Yo, free agent signing is Klay Thompson coming back off.
Isaac, you are absolutely right about that. And so yeah, man. I wonder how the Golden State Warriors shake out to be this upcoming season.
They still got Andrew Wiggins.
Yeah. Anyway, what you were saying?
Yeah.
Bro, Andrew Wiggins get busy.
Stop.
No, I wouldn't tell you to stop.
In that playoff, that fucking game, that was that.
Yeah, that one game on that year, and yeah,
that was just last year. We could have lost out and not been in the playoffs. They was fucking around with Andrew Wiggins now. Hey man, Klay Thompson come back. Hey.
Okay, now we talking about something.
I don't know.
Hey, I like Andrew Wiggins.
It's too much to deal with when Klay Thompson come back.
That's all I'm saying, man.
That's all I'm saying.
Player.
You think it's gonna be
too much to deal with when you come back, bro?
Yeah, not worried. Really not.
Lakers and the Warriors in the Western Conference Finals. The Denver, the Nets.
They
and
may
Bucks.
not get past. I'm telling you, bro. If Jamal Murray come back and
they're not gonna get past the Nuggets.
Look, bro, this is the. I'm gonna wait. I ain't gonna even have an argument right now. I'm gonna wait.
No.
And I don't like the disrespect you putting on Draymond Green right now.
I don't like the disrespect you putting on a fucking reigning MVP.
I mean,
the
disrespect comes from you.
And Klay Thompson?
Yes.
And Steph Curry?
Yes.
And Andrew Wiggins?
They gonna hold this 5-on-1. They gonna all hold it.
Okay, so again, from Jamal Murray and Nikola Jokic, who the fuck else you got?
Aaron Gordon?
Who is he? What does he do consistently besides get rebounds?
And Duncan is an interior scorer?
All right.
Bro, so he didn't average like fucking 16 points.
$20 right now that the Warriors, with a healthy Klay Thompson, with a healthy team, goes to the Western Conference Finals.
$20 right now?
$20 right now with a healthy Klay Thompson that they will beat out Denver, or Denver won't make it at all.
I got 100 on that.
Or whatever.
I got 100 up on it.
All right.
Bro, I don't know who you think they are.
I don't know. Yeah.
The Nuggets is going to have to beat out the Jazz, and they're not going to beat out the Jazz.
Oh, now wait a minute now.
That's the same niggas who got beat out 2 years ago. The very same team. They beat out the Jazz. Very much so capable, and they're a better team now, presently constructed than they were back then. I'd love to see it.
Sedacious, tell me if I'm right or wrong in making this, trying to make this comparison. Do you have Chris Middleton type belief in Andrew Wiggins?
No.
Okay. All right.
I was about to tell you, bro.
No, not at all, brother.
All
Stop playing.
Okay. I don't know, because you be scaring me with you be speaking
Bro,
like you're the type.
Just think about it, dog. If you go double up Giannis, and then you got Chris Middleton on the wing, it'll be the same. If you're gonna try to double Steph, you're gonna try to double Clay, and somebody's left to shoot.
Yeah. All right, man. This has been another episode of Respect the Game podcast. As always, man, thank you, beautiful people, for listening. We do not take it for granted. We will be back next week. If you like the conversation, love the conversation, hate the conversation, make sure you get in the comments, tag us, GM us, or whatever. And we will be back next week to make sure that you respect the game. Love you, beautiful people. Talk to you next week.